help of a journalist, must therefore be deciphered critically. For instance, we are told that Finland attacked the Soviet Union when the truth is that the Soviet Union attacked Poland and Finland to reclaim territory it had held before the First World War. The NKVD is repeatedly presented as a harmless troop of angelic moral heroes, when in reality, the agency was a Stalinist organization of ferocious terror directly responsible for the deaths of 3 million Soviet citizens and foreigners. The NKVD was like the German SS. Both practiced the systematic destruction of anyone deemed an enemy of the state. This includes the Katyn massacre, in which the NKVD murdered tens of thousands of Polish soldiers. Moreover, although the Secret Service arm of the NKVD, SMERSH, was notorious for its brutality, the listener encounters virtually no criticism of its activities. It was where Nikolaev served. The killing of Nazis is glamorized as a sport for real men. Nazis are portrayed as dumb animals walking in a straight line to the slaughterhouse, unaware of their destiny. Idioms like exterminators of the Nazi scum are used as synonyms for the Russian snipers. These propaganda slogans reveal a biographer whose recollections are in perfect alignment with the Stalinist goal of reducing any opponent to an inhuman object. Although the German snipers facing the Russians were proverbial aces flown in from Berlin and equipped with superior technology like telephone lines to their foxholes, they are nevertheless presented as inferior to the Soviets. Conversely, the Russian NKVD sniper brings down the enemy aircraft by a single shot from his Mosin Nagant rifle. This exaggerated patriotism is no less strong when it concerns the author's own actions. In a single ambush, he recollects killing 11 Nazis, one after the other, including 2 colonels and a general who had just arrived from Berlin to inspect the front line. The pathos continues to build as his first action after this event is to inform his beloved mother of how he is fulfilling his duty to his country and family as an obedient son. The management of truth is in direct relation to the autobiographical memories, which cast the Russian soldier as the moral hero. This is a man committed to serving his country, whatever the cost to his personal comfort or life. According to Nikolaev, Russian snipers went into action without a supply of food or water, comforts which could distract their attention from their targets. Nikolaev's foxhole was his home amid starvation and dehydration until he could present a host of dead Nazis to his esteemed major. Eventually, Nikolaev is wounded. It should come as no surprise that even this traumatic event is displaced by symptoms of patriotism. Consider the description of how his Russian military presentation watch, which he carries in his trouser pocket, is driven into his stomach by shrapnel, although an explosive rifle bullet also hits his left arm. Nikolaev goes on to save a lieutenant's life before seeking out the medical unit. The triumphant arc is complete once the audience learns that a masterful surgeon is attending to the injured, and that with the help of a skilled watchmaker who happens to be present, the two successfully remove all the parts of watch and shrapnel from Nikolaev's guts. Nikolaev's narrative trades in psychological effects with an incessant ardor that demands both the audience's patience and their critical resistance to its pull. It is a fascinating example of Russian military literature precisely due to its devoted and adamantly patriotic author. Albrecht Wacker. Another war, another blockade, but perhaps we can forget about them. I sometimes hear, don't aggravate old wounds, for it's true that we're tired of tales of war, and on the blockade leafed through quite enough verse. And it may seem these words are true and convincing, but if that is the truth, such truth, it is not true. Not for nothing am I concerned that the war should not be forgotten, for its memory is our conscience. We need it as a source of strength. From the author. Inspired and supported by that great wartime writer and poet Konstantin Simonov, I have summoned up the courage to write a book about the war, taking as an epigraph the verses by the Leningrad poet Yuri Voronov, which have become seared into my soul. I have done this not only in order that the war should not be forgotten, but also that my tale might be of benefit to our up-and-coming generation.